when it comes to rapists and pedophiles, man, I'm not shedding a tear.
Now you're not gonna test it unless you're in a protest and you feel like you can approach somebody who has an
So
AK,
this is what we're doing. All right.
who has a rifle on them.
It wasn't an AK, man. Why you putting extras on
It
it?
was the AR, wasn't it?
It was AR-15. Yeah. So there was a protest because of this shooting. People were upset, right? In Kenosha.
NBA took off a couple games.
They took off a couple of games because of this. WNBA wore T-shirts, right, with 7 red bullet holes in the back.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
And there was a huge protest in Wisconsin.
Yo, that's wild though. Because going back to what you said, like this dude raped somebody,
right?
And although he didn't deserve to get shot, but they raising money and they doing all these protests for a dude. I wonder how it would have felt if it would have been a WNBA player that was raped.
Well, how many athletes are accused of rape?
I mean, this dude wasn't accused. Wasn't he arrested for it?
I think he's awaiting trial on that. There's a case pending. Yeah, so he's not convicted.
Right. Again, I'm not saying it justifies it.
Right. But definitely, like when it comes to rapists and pedophiles, man, I'm not shedding a tear. That's just me. Like, you get at me, I'm wrong, pray for me, whatever. But I'm not. I'm not shedding a tear at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, just like if you're a woman beater, you're not getting no sympathy from me, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is. It was,
and I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? And what's that scripture where Paul is like, you know, he's talking about the other Israelites, and you know they would, egging on about circumcision and stuff like that, and the law of Moses, and Paul was like, I wish they would emasculate themselves. Right. I wish that they would cut their joints off. You know what I'm saying? So to a degree, man, I understand that kind of anger that you have, or you know what I mean, or that feeling that you got, like, hey, you know, I'm not too, you know, when it comes to them, I'm not feeling no type of way. You know what I mean? So, I just in case anybody listening, I want to let them know, like, you know what I mean, there's that righteous anger with certain things, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it should be all things, all types of sins, you know what I mean?
Right. We're not talking about something that happened like 20, 50 years ago. And not to say that it's okay because it happened 20, 50 years ago or something like that. Mm-hmm. This is a case that was pending, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was recent, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? There was somebody who tweeted, Jonesy Laird, right? She said $1 million in donations. So you sit there thinking, why did you even report him? Maybe it's your fault. He got shot. You should have just kept being a victim and he'd be okay. Everybody thinks he's a good guy. So what he did was normal. It must have been. You must have exaggerated and reported him. You must have exaggerated and reported him for nothing. Next time someone abuses, maybe you won't report them. Why for? I don't know. Why for? The last time you did that, the guy became a millionaire. The next girl being abused might be thinking the same. Are people thinking about the rape victim? Short answer, no. You know?
See what I'm saying? That's tough.
I heard when a cop shoots you get a big bag for that, right?
So do the cops.
What do you mean?
They get the pension. They get the pension. The city pays. The city pays.
Early retirement.
Yeah. And the taxpayers pay.
But the individual, the victim,
they get a
big bag, right?
Yeah, they get some money. From the so. But this man ain't gonna walk again. You know what I'm saying? But
I understand that.
I mean, he may not walk, but again,
I don't know.
Maybe he can't. He can't walk into people's houses and sexually assault them anymore.
Listen,
I'm okay with that.
The person who was saying that they were sexually assaulted made the right decision. She's
sure.
the one that said, I'm gonna call the police. You don't need to be here. And supposedly he took her keys from her, right?
He did that when that's, and then when she called, that's what she said. She said that he took her keys.
Yeah.
So he said he wasn't supposed to be there. I think he took her car keys or something like that.
Yeah. That's crazy to me. I mean, because it's the way the media spins it, like you don't get the full story. Matter of fact, you didn't even get the other side of the video.
Right.
So people, like the climate we're in, people are automatically gonna spaz and start screaming racism, this, that, and
nobody says like, wait, hold up, let's wait and hear the whole story.
Yo, as a matter of fact,
we did last week. We were like, yo, that's crazy. Like,
that's true.
Shot homeboy in the back.
Right. Facts. Absolutely.
That's true. Yep.
But even then, people would be like, you don't need the whole story type of thing.
That's what I was gonna say, Jay.
But we always like, yo, add us, right? Because we always want to be on the right.
I'm not saying particularly to us. I'm saying in general.
No, right. Yeah. No, I heard that though. I've seen that when they were like, yo, you don't need the full story. Like, why not? Why can't we just wait for all this to unfold? Because there's always more to the story than what the media gives us.
Right.
Excuse me. Like, you really gonna depend on the media to give you the full story? Nah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we gotta sit and wait. Like, it just came out. We don't know what happened. What's going on? Yep. And then everybody's flipping out. Come to find out, this dude done abused somebody and then had a knife in his car. Like,
so my issue is the racism. Why does this lead to racism?
Because it was a white cop that did it.
What? Like, why is it always a racist thing? Like, where does that come in? Is it because they
scared?
Yeah, is it because they feel like the cop is racist because they look at the African American a certain kind of way? Is it that, or like, I don't get it? Because I don't see racism in that situation. All I see is somebody who reacted in the judgment in the heat of the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like anyone else would have done.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is, man. That's clear as day. You know, I mean, it's the situation, unfortunately. I mean.
Yeah. Because I saw the refs, they from the NBA, they came in and they were like standing against racism. And I'm like, where's the racism? Like,
but they've been having that on though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they've been doing that since they've been in the bubble. So, but you know, this brought out even more madness. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. Man. And you can't say that. I'm sure people gonna be mad even at what we saying.
Right. I don't think that anything is gonna change as long as we continue to segment it, right, and make it about race, right? Until we deal with the issue of accountability with the cops. You know what I'm saying? Because right now they're not accountable for any of their actions. Right. Whether black or white. You know what I mean? Like, we got here in LA, our sheriff, the I don't know, he's like the chief of the sheriffs or whatever it is. He's doing time, you know, because of corruption, because
oh yeah, that's right.
He was running a gang and they were beating people up in prisons and whatnot, setting people up, people were getting killed and whatnot. And then, you know, and you guys heard about the Rampart division, you know, everything that they did, people were shot, people were murdered, cops planted evidence, people were paralyzed, all that, you know what I'm saying?
These were dirty.
And all of these dudes were Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Some of them were black, you know, like, so as long as we continue to make it a race issue, I don't think that we're going to have a unified front fighting corruption, you know, fighting police brutality. You know what I mean? Because right now it's just about cops killing black people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And what was it? What's the number switch? Like 1,000 people were shot last year?
Yeah. Like 1,000 individuals. 9 unarmed.
And it was like what? 20 were black? 20 unarmed? 20. It was something like 20.
9 unarmed.
9 unarmed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what about the 991? You know, what about the rest of those? You know what I mean? Like, we should be building allies to fight against this corruption. You know what I mean? To make cops accountable.
Right.
But we're not doing that. You know, we're sitting here fighting,
pointing fingers,
left, right versus left, Trump versus Biden, and not addressing the issue whatsoever.
But who's fueling that?
The media.
Yep.
The media.
Because that dude that got shot, remember when the police, the white guy, that they knocked on his door and they stood on the side and he's like, "Who is it?" And he had his gun,
right,
which he legally could carry.
He could in his house. He was in his house, in his
because
castle.
he didn't know who was knocking on his door.
Right.
Neighbor complained, said something about what, loud noise or something like that.
Yeah, the neighbor was complaining about loud noise. They were playing video games. Him and his girl, they were celebrating because his daughter had just graduated. And the neighbor wanted to go to bed early, and the neighbor complained about noise or whatever. Called the cops. Said it was like a domestic violence type of situation, and so the cops responded as it was a domestic violence situation. So your man opened the door with a pistol because he didn't know. Oh, because the cops knocked and they stepped away from the people. Yeah, so he couldn't see who it was. He was like, "Who's this?" You know what I mean? So he opened the door with a ratchet. Cop yells at him, tells him, put the gun down. He puts the gun down.
He says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!"
Yeah, and the cop puts some holes in him. It kills him.
Right.
Kills him. You know what I'm saying?
No coverage on that.
Nothing
at all.
No, and so to me, like that's kind of insensitive, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because people out here getting killed, and it don't matter. So it's the same argument. It's the same argument that that Black Lives Matter makes, right? Nobody cares because it's black people dying, but it's the same argument. Nobody cares because whites are dying. Nobody cares because Latinos are dying. Because we just had a kid shot out here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Out here in I think it was Compton or whatever. The kid was the security guard.
What happened with that case?
I haven't followed up, man. Okay. I haven't followed up. I don't know what's going on with it, but I'm definitely going to look into it now that we're having a conversation about it.
So Andres, right?
Yeah.
So back to protests, right? Wisconsin, people start protesting. Not a peaceful protest. Some people probably are peaceful protests.
Some might be, and that's one thing that I don't like, man, is that a lot of these MAGAs, because it is the MAGAs, they wanna make a blanket statement and say that all these protesters are rioters, man, and I just don't see it. When I looked at the footage with this kid Kyle, what's his name, Rittenhouse?
Yeah.
Yes.
I see a lot of people just out there. Everybody wasn't burning stuff up. Everybody wasn't throwing bricks. Some people were just out there protesting, and you see that in a lot of videos. But MAGAs always want to make it like, oh, everybody out there, they do the air quotes with peaceful protesters, kind of insinuating that they're rioters, and everybody ain't, you know what I'm saying? And that's whack, man, because that's like saying, because we make we know that every MAGA isn't racist, right? And we correct people when they insinuate that, right? I just feel like we should shed the same grace to people, you know what I mean? Like when they're out there protesting, like we can't make it seem like they're all rioters, but there were some rioters out there. There were some protesters.
People were burning stuff.
People were lighting trash cans on fire for sure.
Dumpsters.
Breaking windows, breaking cars.
Oh, they was going in on the cars. You saw that?
Yeah.